how important do you think it is, like, you know, for all like the baby queens that are starting, like, do you think, like, is there this, you have to go on Drag Race to make it? Like, is that kind of the mentality amongst queens? And like, if it isn't, or if it is, do you think that's true? Like, to kind of make it, or do you think no, it's just one avenue, or it's really become the avenue?
I mean, so one thing I learned in the pandemic is, baby, you got to be rich to get through life happily and at the level that I want to make it
I
to.
could have told you that,
So,
Gia. You
oh,
like could
well,
have
I
called
wish
me
I would
before
have
the
known.
pandemic.
I wish I would have known. But that's one thing that I've learned. So, if you're looking to actually make a career in drag, hands down, absolutely yes, you need to get on RuPaul's Drag Race. But it's not even that you need to get on RuPaul's Drag Race. You need to get on RuPaul's Drag Race. You need to make it to the top three, and you need to persevere. You need to have a business degree or business people behind you, and you really got to be ready to really push. And what I like to call put the pedal to the metal. Nobody school, there's no school for this, so it's very difficult. But absolutely, I believe it's unfortunate because it does not allow local talent or people that are not on this platform to gain more exposure and to gain more. And that sucks because there's so many queens, many trans queens that have been putting in the work for decades, and their careers just haven't gone outside of their own local bars, you know, where they're working for $100, you know, and tips, when really they should be working for $10,000. And fuck your tips, because girl, I'm not gonna collect a dollar from you. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
it's a sad reality. And yes, I do believe that it's a system now. It's mainstream. Drag is now mainstream. But we talk about this a lot, like in the dressing rooms and stuff. And I always go out of my way to talk with local talent because I want to make sure that people are seen and heard, especially coming from someone like me who is idolized in this space and comes with so much blessing and privilege. I like for them to know that their talent is seen and that, you know what? There are ways outside of Drag Race, but it's called creating your own realm, your own lane. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a necessity if you want to be mainstream, if you want to make, you know, a six-figure income and above, and if you really want to be a mainstream queen. If you want to just, you know, kind of do it for a hobby, dress up and kind of pick and choose your dates, and when you come in and out of, you know, the sandbox, great.
Do you think that's like a mistake, like a lot of the queens make that are even on Drag Race? You know, they think, I'm gonna go on Drag Race and yay, six figures, you know, and like to your
Yeah.
point, you gotta work when it's over,
Oh,
no pun intended.
oh, absolutely. I think a lot of queens think I'm going to get on TV and it's just gonna all fall in my lap. And let me tell you from experience, that's just not how it is. Babe, you need to have, you know, it's not even about fan merch and a song. It's now about having your bullet points to building your empire in place. You know, management, agents, deals, percentages, logos. I mean, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot for one individual who knows only about drag and performing, um, which is a lot to know. But then it's like there's this other half that if you don't have it, it's just, it doesn't work. And I'm speaking from experience. You know, queens like myself, Laganja, um, I can't speak for many others, but you know, we're okay. You know, we're season 6 queens. We're still working. We're still forever and always iconic. There's so many queens that you don't really see a lot of, whether that's by choice or because they didn't brand themselves right, or chances are they just didn't have these bullet points in place before they even started their careers. So it's really hard. Yeah, it's just hard to do on your own.
Do you like the business aspects of it? Like, did you get involved in that? You know, like knowing the percentages and the deals and like, okay, this is like now a brand, or are you, I mean, it sounds like you're good at it, but are you just like, honey, this hurts my head. You guys all deal with this and go earn
To
your
be
money.
honest, I'm just now getting into it because I was dropped from my management. So what the fuck is there? Michael Benedetti group, you know, they decided one day just to up and let me go. There was no explanations. I call it transphobia, but that's what I call a lot of things nowadays. So who knows? But you know, I was dropped. You know, the pandemic happened, a lot of things happened. So I've been forced now to pay close attention to percentages, contracts, waivers, and really grab my brand by the roots and really have to, you know, man up in a way, you know, and like become more familiar with this stuff because it's my money, it's my career, it's my everything. And these are things that you don't realize when you have so much opportunity and so much money coming in and stuff like that. But you know, I wasn't really business savvy before, but I definitely am now. And it does feel good, but it's super overwhelming, especially when you start getting into taxes and limited liabilities and profit and losses. And, you know, it's complicated. But I believe I've done the right things to, you know, legally protect myself and also, you know, run my business in a way that is, you know, suitable for me.
That's good. I mean, I know you said that you have moved on and you're over it. And I agree. I think when you harbor things and you sue people, sometimes we have to do those things. But I know you've moved on and you're not going that route and you've put that all behind you, which I think is smart because otherwise it just eats away at you. But when you went back to All Stars, I mean, did you expect to have this tension with Rue, like that whole before, a little bit after? I mean, was
No,
it
not at all. I mean, I don't think anybody does. I think everyone goes to Drag Race thinking, you know, I've stepped my pussy up. RuPaul's gonna live for me. She's gonna love it. Like, I mean, we're there to impress RuPaul. I mean, that's mother. We're the children. You know, that's the vibe, at least in your mind. So when you go, you know, all dressed up to Thanksgiving dinner, it's been years since you've seen your mother, and you know, you're now transitioned and, you know, beautiful and so many things that you've accomplished, and you put your hand out, you know, to get that warm touch feeling from mother, and it's just cold and dismissive and rude.